Good evening, painty people, and welcome to a Sanguinius Paints live stream. Today I'm going to be finishing off my Snotlings, which will be fun. Well, I say finishing off, I'm going to try and get as far as I can. Hi Melon, glad to have you here. Glad you're keen as well. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be working on today. Put the keyboard out of the way. Nah, not Relic, this is new, this. I don't know if it come across. Woo, look at that. This is a James Donkey RS2 keyboard. It's very nice. I love it. Proper mechanical one. So yeah, High Syntax, Turkey Baster, and Highland Phoenix. So lots of people in the chat today. So yeah, I'm just going to be working through these grots best I can before Mark smashes me at Blood Bowl in a couple of weeks. So I've got a lot to do, which is why I am massively leaning on contrast paint for this. Yeah, a double pump wagon. So I'm not quite sure what colour I'm going to use for this, so I'm just going to play about a bit. Two pump I can't even say it. But yeah. Can't beat a double hander. So I'm not sure whether I want to go with this brown. Actually no, scratch that. I want to go with that brown. I don't want to go with too dark. I think this pale one's going to work quite well for what I'm doing. So if anybody else is painting anything, you have to let me know in the chat. Contrast works great on orcs. I'd imagine the same goes for grots. Yeah, absolutely does. We're too old for jokes like that. Never too old for jokes like that. Hi David, welcome to the stream. We're making massive... we're painting Snotlings and making innuendos about pump wagons. I'm actually a big fan of contrast paints. I don't generally use them how they're intended. I know you're literally watching me using them as intended. But what I think they're great for is just getting some colour on the model really quick. So I'm going to blat this all over it, and then I'm going to use that as kind of a base before I add a bit of detail. So using them on their own, I don't think they're really all that useful, but when you use them with other paints as well, they become really powerful. Just tuning in while I try and get working with 40k. What are you working on for 40k? I was doing a bit of 40k earlier, but The 40k I'm sort of working on. I wanted to do off stream because I didn't want to. Basically, I didn't want to do it on camera because it's quite hard, and I wanted to concentrate. And I thought it'd be quite fun to try and do this whole Snotling team on stream in time for Mark to smash me. I'm working on some intercessors. I'm having a competition with my buddy. First one of us that finishes a 5-man intercessor squad wins. Loser has to buy a can of Coke for the winner. Oh, that sounds fun. I like those sort of bets. We used to do bets for £1, which, because it wasn't enough money to really worry about or anything like that. It was more about the fact that you had to then bow down and inform the other person they were the winner. That was what the bet was for. Tabletop simulator. Oh, right, yeah, okay. I do like a bit of TTS. Although I'll admit that I massively prefer playing in person where I can. I find on TTS there's always this temptation to make really stupid army lists, which I know is sometimes the fun, but there's something to be said about really carefully thinking through your list and building it up over time. Challenges to that nature should be for a 6-pack. Do you know what? This is going to disgust the viewers here. I've actually managed to run out of beer. I went looking for my customary beer while I paint and haven't got any, which is disgusting, I know. So I'm having to drink Coke. Is this the Blood Bowl for Bugman's Bar? Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to play on October 28th. Mark and I, and I think a few others as well, are going up to Warhammer World for a visit, because I haven't been for a while. And then Mark's going to teach me how to play Blood Bowl and then smash me in Bugman's Bar. Which I'm quite excited about, because it's always a laugh when I get together with Mark. We always have a lot of fun. And I've been looking for an excuse to get in a Blood Bowl for ages as well. And Foz, one of our Patreons, sent me the Blood Bowl rulebook. And after that, that was all the excuse I needed. I've downloaded all the bits from the Discord, just figuring it out. Yeah, it's a bit of a faff. I love Blood Bowl. I played it in the 90s, real Blood Bowl, and when it come back I was excited to play it, and I just haven't had the opportunity. It hasn't really taken off amongst any of the sort of groups that I play with. They're all pretty serious about 40k and not much else. Do you know I've never played the video game version though? I've bought it like loads of times. I think I've even got it on the PSP, but I've never actually played the video game version of Blood Bowl. Maybe I should play it before I play in person, see if that helps. I don't know if it's the same rules, but see if that helps me not get quite so embarrassed. Um, 1,500 hours, Jesus. You're already going to get mad at me for this bit. I'm not a fan of beer. Honestly, I'm not a fan of alcoholic beverages in general. That's fair enough, you don't have to be. I used to, but now, if I'm honest, I only really drink when I'm on stream. I don't drink on work nights, generally. My wife doesn't drink at all. And I'm normally driving, so I don't generally either. Not anymore, anyway. Each to their own syntax. I'm not a huge drinker. Yeah. Have you seen the upcoming boarding action combat patrol game for 40k? It's like 500 point space hulk kind of thing. I'm super excited for it. I'm unreasonably excited about the boarding actions for 40k. I've already started looking at how many Terminators I can put together. And the answer is a lot more than 500 points, but I don't care. All Terminator, Blood Angels, Army, here I come. If it lets me do that. Otherwise I'm getting some Heresy Breachers to run as tacticals. I do enjoy sipping Taster Ales Highland, actually. I am a member of CAMRA. I don't know if you've got CAMRA up there, but Campaign for Real Ale. And I do enjoy a nice taster. Because I like it, I just don't... I can't drink enough because I'm always driving and that. So it's nice to just try a lot of beers. Without having to drink whole pints and get drunk. If I'm honest, I should probably get rid of the membership because I don't use it enough, but I like the cause. I think the rules have slightly changed now with the new season, but the game in principle is the same. You can get all the fundamentals down. I think it might be worth a go. I am a Dr. Pepperholic, however. Oh yeah. Couldn't stand Dr. Pepper as a kid. I don't mind it now. Watching me struggle this, I bet someone's screaming, why didn't you do it in sub-assemblies? And the answer is because I'm too lazy. And I maintain that if I can't get to it with a paintbrush, I probably can't see it either. Feel free to hit me up on Discord anytime. We can arrange a few games. I'll go easy on you. Cheers, David. Mark and I have talked about trying to do a getting started kind of series where he teaches me how to play Blood Bowl. It's just finding time to do it. I haven't even played 40k for a couple of weeks. Stephen S. Nice work. Death Company Intercessors for me today. Really? Death Company Intercessors? Why? Are you just going hard on Fury of the Lost and you've run out of... you've already got 3 units of regular Death Company? Because there's always Death Company Dreadnoughts and characters. And I still quite like the Death Company Dreadnought. I know it's not the most competitive thing in the world, but it's quite fun. Just a bit slow. Sounds like an awesome series. Yeah, I think it'll be quite fun if we can do it. I definitely want to try and work out a way for us to do that. Even John sounded interested. And he's normally pretty reticent to talk about anything that isn't 40k. Which is ironic because the Grots channel was his idea to talk about things that weren't Blood Angels. Finding time's always hard. I'm rarely able to have more than one game a month. Yes, what happens as you get older, sadly. David Brown, I never played 40k. I'm 36 years old, just got my first 2k army. Time to teach an old dog new tricks. Why not? Be a laugh. I turned my Death Company intercessors into normal intercessors. Yeah, I have to admit that I don't have any Death Company intercessors. I've got a fair few normal ones. I think they're alright. They might not be sort of absolutely optimal, but they do a decent enough job. Look on bright side, at least you're not the only person in your local group that plays Age of Sigmar. Well, there is that. I've actually got the Dominion box somewhere and I've painted exactly 0 models out of it. It's a beautiful box, but yeah. I've actually got the first edition box set for Age of Sigmar, essentially untouched. I haven't painted a model out of it. I bought it thinking it was going to be a box game. I didn't realise it was a replacement for Warhammer Fantasy Battles. And when I found out it was actually the replacement for Fantasy Battle, I was livid and never touched it. I'm still not sure I've totally forgiven GW for killing off Warhammer Fantasy Battle. Loved that game. I used to play Dark Elves and Wood Elves. I liked Elves. And then I had Lizard Men as well back when they were cool, rather than now where they're all far too serious and gone is all the goofy silliness. It's like my only real complaint with the new Cruel Boy Orcs was that they're too miserable looking. They take war too seriously, and the whole point of orcs is that they're silly. Quite a lot of wood in this. It's a shame the setting law is really naff for AOS because the game system is really nice. It's supposed to be a lot more balanced than 40k. I've been thinking about getting into AOS as well as a couple of other games. However, since no one I know plays any, I've never really got any motivation for anything new. Yeah, I know that feeling. There's a few games made by other companies and GW that I've always had a bit of a hankering for. I really like scale colour paint. I own quite a lot of it. I use quite a lot of it. And the company that makes it, Scale 75, also made a miniatures game and it looks incredible. It's got beautiful models, which is unsurprising because it's really a model company first and a paint company second. But because it's such a serious painting sci-fi game, I've never known anybody have any interest in playing it. Let's see if I missed any bits. I don't think so. Let it dry for a minute. The only game I play other than besides 40k is Fallout Wasteland Warfare, which is some really well-made solitaire mode. So finding someone to play with is never a problem. I'll tell you what, that's a game that I've fancied a few times. That looks like it's got some beautiful miniatures in it. Tesorio. Oh damn, is the orcs. Well, not quite, these are Snotlings. These make orcs look, well, these make goblins look big and scary. And clever. The thing about goblins is they're actually quite clever. Snotlings aren't clever. Snotlings are tiny and malicious and stupid. Which is why I love them. It's the silliness that I love about greenskins. And I sadly miss with a lot of the modern stuff. Oh, then I'll get out of here. What, they got one brain cell between the lot of them? Yeah, something like that. They're the orcs' runtier and stupider cousins. I always like the fact that shock attack guns in 40k work by teleporting a snotling into another person. Snotlings are one of the few teams Wood Elves can bully. Yeah, bigger. Well, all kits are orc kits after all. That is true. Wait, are these Sigma or are these 40k? Yeah, neither. They're Blood Bowl, which is kind of Warhammer Fantasy Football. Well, it's not kind of. It is Warhammer Fantasy American Football. Mark and I are going to play on the 28th, so I need to get my team finished. So they can at least look good while they all get... I don't know if they die in Blood Bowl anymore. Some of them will die. I suspect. But I guarantee. Because Mark plays with elves and I bet they're good. He hasn't actually said, but I bet Wood Elves are like top meta, super high dexterity. I've seen his tree man. I've seen he's got a murderous squirrel of doom. I reckon I've got 2 more live streams after this one to finish this team. So I might have to break the rule and do a bit outside of a live stream at this rate. Although I feel once I've got the brown done, I've got the green done, I should be well on the way to at least having something vaguely usable. Oh, I've been not paying attention to the chat. Old World Fantasy is what came before Age of Sigmar. Yeah, back when it was good. It's Syntax. It's a really good game, and the models are beautiful and amazing to paint. I've actually been thinking about doing a narrative campaign for it and uploading to YouTube. That'd be a laugh. Evening, Robert. Evening, all. Prayers in the chat for my poor fingers spending 3+ hours stripping 15 models from stubborn metallic paint and primer. Ooh, painful. Mark. Oh, things can certainly die in Blood Bowl. Good. Probably my Snotlings. Stephen S., please make a Warhammer World vlog for those across the pond. What do you mean, like lore-wise, or just because it'll be a laugh with the game? David Bain, what team do you go for? Snotlings. Snotlings. Mark, Wood Elves are indeed super high dexterity, but delicate as fuck. Meta-wise, currently they're at the bottom of top tier. I don't know if that means good or not. Warhammer World is pretty neat. Yeah, it is. It's amazing. Yeah, we did take you to Warhammer World once, sorry. David Brown, I keep meaning to go Warhammer World for a look. The exhibitions are incredible. I know nothing about anything Warhammer, so I just went to look at the pretty models, really. You did play a game with us, though, and I think you won, if I remember rightly. Because you played with an army that I painted. Wood Elf War Dancers are super good. Are they? Can they just murderfy everything so the ball handling doesn't matter? Ever heard of Bias Strip? Really good paint stripper, especially with metal models. Just coat them in it and leave them overnight, paint just falls off. I need to try that out. I normally use Nitramors Thin when I paint strip, or I use just isopropyl alcohol for doing resin. But I've heard a few times now how good Bias Strip is, and I want to try it out, see if it's better than what I'm currently using. Because I've got stacks of models that need painting, stripping, and then painting. So Mark, as you're in the chat, what colour is this supposed to be? Because is this like a blocker or is this a star player? Because I suspect that... Oh no, didn't you say these are like weapons of war or something? But then what colour are weapons of war? Because they weren't on that chart you sent me. Oh, wish a lot of messages again. On Blood Bowl 2, I was primarily Norse, wicked. Tactical Elements Zoro did by the power of Knights. I use Biostrip. Oh, I need to give it a try. Mr. Hobby 400 Leveler works really well. I've not heard of that stuff. Hi Dave Pikey, Dave Pikey, last chance. I haven't said hello to you yet. I played Knights as if they were Orcs. They're the same thing. IPA safe to use in GW plastic. That's why I use IPA. You can use it on more or less anything. I'll say it even works on the resin, and that stuff melts so easily. Wood Elves in Blood Bowl are not a violent team. They can score a lot, but they're not very good at enemy player removal and very vulnerable to it too. So what you're saying here is I need to run your Wood Elves over with my pump wagon. In fact, I need to double pump wagon him. So Zora, explode everything. You're not allowed to do that anymore. They took that rule away. Probably because they knew that that's what you like doing. Yeah, they're so good at one-turn touchdowns. Wow. Mark, it's not covered by regular colours. It's a special weapon player. So does that mean that there's not a specific colour for them? I can paint them whatever I want. So I thought you're supposed to like put blue on it to denote a line infantry or whatever. Because didn't you do that around the bases? I'm sure you did something like that. Biostrip's good on GW plastic, but does melt the resin. Ah, better be careful about that then. I think I might have missed that bit on this other model. Yeah, I did. Cesario, they took my self-destruct away. Yeah, they made it so that you can't just blow all your knights up anymore. You have to let the enemy do it for you. Damn them all. Yeah. But I say, probably because they saw how you played them. Which was suiciding them into the enemy turn 1 and then blowing them all up. Acceptable losses for a clear victory. Absolutely. Mark F. Nah, no colours specified for special weapon players means you're free. I did the base rooms of mine for really easy identification. So, didn't you say people use gold for star players? And these aren't a star player, are they? So maybe if I go with something like silver, that's not used for anything else, is it? I would attempt to make people play Drop Fleet as soon as I get the box set for Spaceship Porn. Is that the 15mm one or 6mm one made by TT Combat? Some of my students play a game called Dead Zone or something. Because a few of them come to me the other day because their little local shop where they all play, a lot of them play Dead Zone, and I'd never heard of it before. I use gold for star players, as star players are not specified either. Go with pastel pink. That'll work well with the green, actually. I like it. I don't know if I'll go pastel. I might go fluorescent. But now you've said it, that's definitely the answer. Pink. If in doubt, pink. How I haven't got a Slaneshi army yet, I have no idea. I love painting things pink. Newa, if he's in the chat at all, I don't know if he'll come in tonight or not. I painted his towel for him, and he didn't specify what colour he wanted those, so they ended up pink. That's the rule. If nobody specifies, they're getting it pink. This is why I'm a bad commission painter. I never take anything seriously enough. I don't think I could do grim dark if I tried. Green is a blocker, red is a blitzer, yellow is a catcher, white is a thrower, grey is a lineman. Whichever player is 0 to 16 on the roster list. Right. Warhammer and Sirius are not things that go together in my mind. Mine neither, Syntax. The 12 base Snotling players are lineman role types. Everything else in your team is a special weapon, I think. Wicked. I mean, I'm going to guess like these guys are throwers because I got throw in a thing. These guys are some kind of hoppy thing, but yeah, I don't know where that fits in with that. There's definitely a few that's 0 to 2. So, the way you're talking with that, Mark, do I need to buy more of these Snotlings, or is this box all I need? Those thrower ones throw fungus bombs. Nice. Are the red ones the fastest? Didn't you say red are blitzers? That sounds fast. So maybe. Oh, I've missed a bit. I'll get in there. If you want every model possible to have as a choice, build a team with, you need 4 more Snotlings and 2 trolls who would be a blocker role type. Do they make special Blood Bowl trolls, or do I need to just dig out some old Warhammer Fantasy ones? Because I know I've got 1 Warhammer Fantasy troll somewhere. Not sure if I've got 2. Oops. I was going to do a lot of these bits metal, but I actually think this will look better if I just do the whole thing in wood with just metal pins. So I might go in and put a bit more wood on there. Like these arms and things. If I don't like it, I can always go back in, I suppose, later on. Where have I missed any bits? Between his feet. Yeah, right, let's do the other one again and fill in those couple of blanks. They do make special Blood Bowl trolls, yes, but you don't need to use them. Yeah, but if they have them, then I should probably use them. And I bet they're awesome. If they're anything like these Snotlings, they're going to be awesome. Did I do that bit on this model? No, missed it. You always miss loads of bits when you're doing painting like this, but I always do. Maybe I'm just a little bit incompetent. Hi, David Bone. Right, I think Mark's just sent me the Blood Bowl trolls, so what I'm going to try and do, if I can make this work, is show you all the picture of that. Nope. On. So this is what Mark's just posted on there. It lets me look at it. Okay, so this is the Blood Bowl troll then. Oh, his plastic was quite nice. Is that a snotling in his hand? I don't know if I like this guy or not. I don't like the armour plates. And that looks like a goblin in his hand rather than a snotling. He looks a bit too powerful and efficient. I think we want something a little bit more goofy and wacky. I don't know, chat can see what they think on this, but I think that's too... that just doesn't quite fit. You know, what I'm painting here... Hang on, let me go back. I probably want to open this in another box. Yeah. Yeah, what I'm painting here is just insanity. And I feel that that guy's just too powerful looking. Oh, there they are. Yeah, these guys are all silly, mad shit. Oh, they painted it as metal, actually. Maybe I should have done it as metal. Oh, one metal, one wood. But that is silly. That is, like, good, which I don't think quite works. Not sure about that. Damn it, that wasn't supposed to say yo. It was supposed to say you can use the trolls, throw your snotlings, but there's also a chance they'll eat them. That's pretty wicked. Oh, 4-drop resin version. Come on, be wacky, be wacky, be wacky. Oh, that's better. That's definitely better. Hang on, we'll bring him up. Now this is definitely better. I like the fact that it's got what appears to be some kind of like armoured bra and some dude's leg. I like this a lot more actually. It's got a lot more character to it. It's not trying to look super cool and aggressive. I might go with one of those and then use my old Warhammer Fantasy one as the other one. Because he looks a lot more silly, which I approve of. Right, back to painting. I'm getting distracted. I don't know about that bit of metal or plastic, or wood. I think I'll come back to it and have a look later on. Let's see if there's some more wood that needs doing first. Put those to one side. I was going to do some painting last night, but I got sidetracked and instead I watched Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Which is a great film, but it didn't help me get some of these jobs done. But I don't regret it, I love that film so much. I can't believe we didn't include it in our 80s list. Criminally overlooked. Oh dear, I've eaten too much paint. All the Blood Bowl talk in these streams is probably going to end up making my wallet very sad. Do it. Make it so that I'm not the only person investing in weird box games. You've got enough, I don't know, 40k Space Marines. You need some Black Orcs or something. I wonder if Black Orcs are still good. They used to be wicked, I think. I half remember from my youth that they were really good. I've been eyeing the Viking dudes. Oh, the Norse, yeah. David Bain was saying that he used to play Norse on the digital one. They're very cool models. I have to say, I like the dwarfs. I saw they've got this giant steamroller thing. And if I wasn't playing Snotlings, I think I would go with that just because I like the idea of having a big steamroller. Again, not knowing anything about how the game works, I just think that a giant steamroller would be cool. The same as I love these pump wagons. I fell in love with these the moment I saw them. I think I saw them on White Dwarf or Warhammer Community or something. And I was just like, I need that. I need those in my life. Whenever you do something like this, you realise all the bits you've missed. I've missed quite a lot of bits of green. I need to cut back in a second and just do those. Or it's really going to bug crap out of me. quite like this song, or this piece of music, really. Right, any more bits of wood? Doesn't actually look like it. So let's cut back in with a green and do a bit of tidy ups. Can't believe I'm saying it, but I need a smaller paintbrush. Size 1, that should do it. Right, now there was a dude on one of these pump wagons that I missed. His thigh. And the back of his leg. And then on this guy, missed an ear. The back of his arm. Whoop. Close. His fingers. Bigger brush, but not that big. This looks like about right. What's that? Size 2. It's getting quite late over here, so I think I'm going to go to bed now. Have a good night. Have a good night, Syntax. Thanks for hanging out, mate. Right, let's do some leather. I'm working on my first Blood Bowl team, going for Baltimore Skavens. That'd be wicked. They're another team that's got a lot of character to it. And for me, I think that's what this game is all about. I'm sure there's some people that pick their team based on kind of effectiveness or something like that, but for me it's got to be all about the character and just how funky the models look. Dave Pikey, last chance. Do you use any Pro Acryl paints? I've got a couple of Pro Acryl paints, but I have to say I don't really use them all that much. I'm not a fan of the finish of the Pro Acryl paints. They're very good quality, but the majority of stuff that I paint, a lot of the stuff that I paint, I like to have a very matte finish on it, and the Pro Acryl ones tend to be a little bit more satin. Now, the exception being things like this, which I'm largely painting with contrast, although I will use a few other paints on them when kind of the colours are blocked in. I used to live there, so it has Providence. I'll be incorporating player names like Jitak Flacco, Ripkeep Lewis, etc. Now I'm going to go off on a limb here, Fuzzy, and say that they're real players in Baltimore. But I have to admit, the amount that I know about American football could be summarised in about 2 sentences. Well, I did have a go at it when I was a student. Who was it? Dave Pikey. I've literally just bought myself some new paint. I've just bought this, which is the second Chimera box set. This is the what they call expansion pack 1. Oh, expansion set 1, and this has got some like really nice earthy colours, and I'm quite excited to try these out. Now, I love these paints because they're super matte finish, which for stuff that I'm painting a little bit more seriously, I just love the finish. The ones I have are super matte. I'm mostly using Scale 75 and Pro Acryl. Yeah, I use a lot of Scale 75. Might just be the colours that I picked out. I haven't bought like a big set of Pro Acryl. I've just bought a few, and I didn't find them as I didn't find them neat. I found them much more satin than like my Chimera or my scale colour stuff. Those Chimera paints, I've gotten through a lot of them and had to replace them. I love them so much. They're just fantastic paint. How much was that set? Do you know what? I don't know. Let me find out. Where's my keyboard gone? Chimera set. So it's 70. Oh, hang on, it's 91 euros, that set that I've got there, that expansion set one. And then the base set, so the base set is 79 euros and the expansion set is 91 euros for those paints. They are quite expensive, but they're a lot bigger than a normal bottle. So you think like a normal Vallejo bottle, I just grab one. A normal bottle of Vallejo has got, I want to say 18 mils, but I might be wrong on that. Did it not say? Apparently not. Alright, let's find a different brand. Ammo by Mig, that's the same size bottle, 17 mils. That's a 17 mil bottle. And then these ones are, grab a random one, 30 mil. So they're nearly twice the size. So although they are expensive, they are big bottles of paint. What's the name? Chimera. Who is older, you or the keyboard? Yeah, so like 5 GBP after currency conversion. Yeah, something like that, Cesario. The keyboard, would you believe it, I've had for about a week. I absolutely love it. I've only just bought it and I'm completely in love with it. It's called a James Donkey RS2 and it's designed to look old-fashioned, although it's got a lot of modern things like really good switches and stuff in it. I'm not a keyboard snob, but I do like a nice mechanical one. I do like a nice mechanical keyboard. And I don't like RGB or too much gamery things on it. I'm not sure I like the brown on that. I might redo that. Doesn't look quite right. I think I'll do that a different colour. It's just too much brown. I think I'm going to use sort of like probably blue as the spot colour for this, so I might do some more blue on these guys. I love old keyboards, still have my Amiga 500. Oh, you lucky bugger, Fuzzy. I've been after an Amiga for ages. I remember them as I was a kid, and I always wanted one, but they were like crazy expensive. And now they're quite rare. I keep looking at that Amiga Mini, but it's not the same because the keyboard doesn't work on it. Although it does come with a mouse that I quite like the look of. David Bain, I bought a bag to carry my models. They only have 25mm holes. Is there any recommended size trays for carrying the bigger units, like Sanguinary Guard models that stick out with the swords and stuff? I tend to use 40mm ones. Ones designed for 40mm tend to fit the wings and that as well. Any thoughts on seeing a new Dante model before 10th drops? Not a chance, is my thought on that, to be honest. We might see one when 10th drops with the next Blood Angels Codex, but I don't think we'll see one before then. Get a really useful box, plastic box on Amazon, stick a magnetic sheet down and glue magnets to the base of models. They mostly stay upright. Yeah, who was it? Not... Duncan Rose did a video on how to do that. I know that's what Mark does as well. Oh, there you go. Turkey base, Duncan Rose. That's the guy. The gaming group, I mean, go to all the typical tournaments and they do this. Yeah, definitely. Hey folks, how's the day been treating everyone? Pretty good, Dark Assassin. Yourself? Tony, we could do a deal. Yeah, I'd love one, Fuzzy. They're wicked. I love old computers and stuff. I've got a Spectrum sitting around somewhere. I've got loads of old consoles. I'm a big fan of retro gaming. I want to do something bright. I'm getting bored of all these dull colours. Let's do some red. Of an Atari 5600. Wow. I haven't got an Atari 5600. I've got an Atari 7800 Pro system. It's 5600. I remember the 5200, I think. So I've got a 7800 Pro. And I've got a 2600, which was just sold as the Atari VCS over here. That's more like it. I was getting bored of all the sort of browns and that. I wanted some more bright colours. Some of these bits that I've done brown, I'm going to redo, I think, in just different colours. I don't like all the brown. I know it's going to waste some more time, but I think I need to spend that time. Look out Arcade Club 2. Will do. What's Arcade Club, Fuzzy? Arcade Club has wall-to-wall old school arcades, all free to play. £15 approximately to get in. That's all you pay. Nothing for food, etc. Sorry, not including food, I assume. Where's Arcade Club, Fuzzy? Because the place I've been to a few times is the Museum of Computing Technology in Cambridge. And they do these kind of evening events where they've got like a bar and that. And you can play with all the old computers. And they often have talks from some of the people who designed some of these old games and systems and that. Oh yeah, I've been missing bits again. Bury, Leeds and Blackpool. Each location has hundreds, including old school pinball too. Well, how have I not heard of this stuff? Because I don't think... I'm going to look this up now. It's an Arcade Club, yeah? So where's that from me? Directions. How far away is that? Oh, that's quite a long way. It's a good 3-hour drive. So maybe I won't be making that one, but... I need to look that up. Because that's definitely my sort of thing. Dirty Wizard, who we see in the chat, he's opening one up, I think, in Liverpool. Which does sound good. Because he's got to have a gaming space in his, and I said we'll go up there and play him. Which could be a laugh. Right, I need to fix this bit that I've missed earlier. That's better. Back on with the red. A stop and travel lodge, Ibis, maybe room share with mates, etc. Well worth a one night trip away. To be honest, it sounds like it would be a well worth a one night trip away. That's right up my street, that sort of thing. Although it doesn't have the contrast effect, this new Bale Red paint is fantastically saturated. I really like it. Sounds awesome. I'll make a trip there at some point. I'm northeast Lincolnshire when I'm home, so only about 2-hour drive. Nice. Currently working Somerset mine, so more like 4. Yeah, Somerset's a bit more of a drive. Fuzzy, I'm currently drinking apple juice from Somerset. Is it slightly fermented apple juice, Fuzzy? It's apparently used by Elon Musk to power his rockets. That's some proper apple juice, that is. Right, are there any more mushrooms? Oh, there's these big mushroom guys. Let's do these big mushroom guys. I need a bigger brush for that. I always like to use the biggest brush that I can reasonably get away with when I'm painting. I've no idea what these big mushroom guys are. Or what they're for. Because they're definitely not Snotlings. But they were on the sprue. It's going to need a second coat, that is. David Bay, yeah, I'm thinking about going to a cider farm tomorrow before I make the trip home. There's some real good stuff down here. I am rather partial to a glass of cider. Although for me it's a summer drink. A nice glass of cider in the sunshine. I get the stuff the locals buy in nondescript bottles. That's the best. It always is. I went to spend a bit of time in Italy, and then people would come and knock on your door and just fill up your bottle of wine with random stuff that they made, and that was always fantastic. Right, let's let that dry and do another colour. Let's use a bit of blue, I think. I wonder about this bright light blue. I haven't tried this yet. I used to work in Umbria. Yeah, there's some 5-litre kegs you can buy. A lad at work warned me. He said if you're going to drink it, simply drink it and then don't drink something else or you'll lose a night. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, this stuff needs some serious shaking. I'm going to have to mute myself for a minute. Use the vibratey thing. Right, let's try this Frost Heart. Because I've used this Talisar Blue a lot of times and I really like it. But I've not tried this Frost Heart paint yet. I've literally just opened the bottle. That's not bad. And then here's my regular blue. I think the pale colour would work better. Let's give it a go. Smaller brush again. Love the new contrast stuff, especially Bar Red and Black Legion. I haven't tried Black Legion yet because every time I've tried to buy it, it's been out of stock. Which probably says something about the quality of the paint. I didn't mind the Black Templar, although I found it went a bit chunky quite quickly. Wasn't the best for longevity. It's much better than Black Templar. It's actually black too. Well, that's an important distinction. Black Legion's legendary. Can't wait to hear your review of it. Oh, I'm looking forward to trying it. I just got to get hold of some. The little shop where I tend to buy my GW paints just literally never seems to have any in. Because I'm always up for buying new paint. I actually just posted a work in progress of my chapter master that I use Black Legion contrast on. It certainly is black and quite opaque. Well, that's quite handy. I use Cygor Brown to do all my text for like scrolls and things. Because these contrasts, because they're very flowy, they're nice for doing freehands. I use Black Legion instead of Abaddon Black. I never use Abaddon Black. That's a terrible paint. Black Legion is also quite matte. Really? That makes sense. They do flow nicely. They do flow nicely. That's why I think they're great for doing little free-handy things. I also use contrast paint in my airbrush more than the air paint. I never use the air paint. I've bought... That's not entirely true. I own 2 of the air paints. I've never used either of them. I bought this Moot Green by accident, I think. And I bought Steel Legion Drab because I've got to paint a load of Steel Legion at some point. Someone, I thought it might come in handy. But contrast through the airbrush is incredible. You do your volume sketch with black and white or a couple of light colours, and then in with the contrast through the airbrush, and you can do so much so quickly. I do thin it slightly though. I know a lot of people don't. I do add a little bit of acrylic thinner to the contrast paint when I'm doing it. Tactical Melon. Wait, contrast works on airbrush. Yeah, it works brilliantly. Remember, it's not opaque, so you can't build up opaque layers in the airbrush. But you can use its transparency really to your favour. Cheers, Fuzzy. Thanks for hanging out, mate. Black Legion has almost the same finish as Chaos Black Spray. Super close. Oh, that's interesting to know. Because although I do have an airbrush, I don't use it for priming models. I still generally use Chaos Black Spray. Entirely because I'm too lazy to clean out my airbrush just because I wanted to prime something. And the climate here is not so bad that I can use a rattle can most of the year round. It's rare that I can't use a rattle can. I can speed base stuff quickly though, which is what I use contrast for half the time. Fair enough. Just order the stuff from Amazon to make some magnetic boxes. Nice. Stick some pictures in the Discord when you've done it. Dark Assassin, I actually use the Air Mephiston Red a bunch. Just for the brush so I don't thin it. Yeah, I can see that. Still working on getting an airbrush. They are good. I do recommend one. But I don't really like the cheapies. I've bought one of those cheapie with that tiny compressor before. And I think you're better off, rather than doing that, dry brushing your models. Because you can get a very similar effect with stippling with some nice big brushes that you can with those cheapy airbrushes for a fraction of the cost. And then when you can afford it, getting a proper compressor. Because a proper compressor will set you back about £100 or $100 at the moment. No, those are awful. Yeah, I agree. I tend to dry brush a bunch. The goddamn tiny one-button compressors only run for like 10 minutes. Yeah, I've got one. I used it twice and then I put it in the bin. And they overheat so much they burn your fingers on touch. Yep. Dark Assassin, my Necrons are like 75% dry brush. That's the point in Necrons, isn't it? Necrons are the I want to dry brush my entire army. I recommend them to a lot of the kids at like the school gaming clubs because they're a great army to learn to paint with. They're even faster to paint than my custodes. Yeah, it is super fast and easy, and importantly, it looks really good. And that's a massive win in my book. AS186 compressor variations are a dime a dozen. Yeah, exactly. That's what I would go with as well. What you drinking tonight, Grot? Steve, I'm sad to say that I've run out of beer. So all I've got is a Coke. They're like the airbrush every company and their mum's rebrands their own. Yeah, they do. And some of them charge a lot of money. I've even seen people, hand on heart, earnestly recommending just rebranded AS186s and insisting that they're somehow different. They're not. There's companies that will rebrand them as their own and charge a massive premium, but it's the same compressor. They're absolutely a dime a dozen. Don't get me wrong, there's something to be said for quality control, and there are some companies that buy them in bulk and then they QC them all, which is great, and I can see paying extra for that. But you're still getting the same compressor, you're just getting one that's guaranteed to work for a while. But the thing is, they're so cheap that I almost feel like they're disposable. I know that's a bad way of doing it, and I'm generally fairly environmentally conscious, but they're one of those things that you use them till they blow up, and it might last you 10 years or it might last you a year. Sacrilege. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, Steve. So Games Workshop AS186 when? I'm surprised we haven't got one already. I've got my Fender AS186 for like half a decade now. You run them, they're nice. They work. I'm not running it 24/7 or anything, but it's only got one moving part anyway. Exactly. Eventually they start to leak, but that's about it really. Let's check how I'm doing for time. Oh, look at that. Right, on that note, it is 11 o'clock and it is a school night, so I'm going to have to start calling it a day there. So if anybody's got any last few questions or anything, just stick them in the chat. Get this to work. That's the one. Whoa, there I am, a bit bigger. But we are going to start wrapping up now. So thank you all for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. I hope you've had a nice relaxing evening, chilling out and doing some painting. I have. Hopefully we'll get a bit further with this next time. Have a wonderful evening, all of you, and I will catch you on the next one. We've got a new episode coming out Thursday. It's a bit of a bitty one. Hopefully you enjoy it. Catch you all later. Cheers. Good night.